Awesome. Thank you very much, Meta Abe and Gibby. Welcome, everyone, to the Samurai Showdown Bootcamp presented by the Game Goons. My name is Sugar Bear, and as you heard, I'm joined by my buddy Rome. Rome, what's going on, dude?
Yo, Bear, man, I'm great, dude. It is a nice, warm Thursday evening. We're out here on the Game Goons channel. I'm virtually side by side with my man, even Steven Sugar Bear. And we
Mm-hmm.
about to watch some good old SamSho, man. What else is there, man? What else is there to have? This is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited. So, everyone at home, if you haven't done so yet, throw on something comfy, grab a drink, grab a snack. We got a lot of good Sam Show action coming for you. Maybe a couple surprises sprinkled throughout, but it's guaranteed to be a treat. And I think we're gonna, go out of the gate with something real exciting as far as I'm concerned. Gonna be Guzman versus Maki, man. I tell you, I cannot remember the last time I've seen these two dudes play, but they're both very high level competitors. So it's guaranteed to be a show. Guzman, definitely well-known entity in North America. I'd say one of our strongest players for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Maki coming from Mexico, one of our Mexican representatives. The Mexican community is like really, really important to Sam Show. We're a small group, so without Mexico, without Canada, we wouldn't get along. So excited to have Maki out here. Very strong Jubei. These two, definitely gonna go at it. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be back and forth, man. And like you mentioned, Maki, a member of the Jew Bay, the BAE army right there, man. I'm really excited to see if he can implement these these really cool and exciting Jew Bay changes in the recent patch that we had about a week ago. It came out, maybe a little over a week. But Jew Bay is one of the characters that's been on the radar for taking advantage of maybe some potential, and I'm throwing up quotes, bugs. I think the game's working as intended, but some people call it bugs. But yeah, Juve definitely one of those characters that takes full advantage of that, and I'm looking forward to see if Maki is going to be able to implement those. And Guzman, like you said as well, man, definitely one of our best, man. I consider him 1A and 1B. 1B is also in this bracket. That's Dust On. You'll see later
Mhm.
on. Just very solid. He's been one of the guys that's always in that top three placing for online events, right? And doing it with the birds, the Irohas and the Yashimarus. So very versatile, very talented, and like you said, it's going to be high flying and exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Guzman is the bird lord. He's been doing a lot of work with that crew for a long time now. And it looks like we have him locked into Aroha. He's been doing a lot of Aroha in particular these days. Yashimaru is kind of taking a back seat, which is a little bit disappointing. And for Maki, we're going to see that Jubei. And as you mentioned, bug, maybe not a bug, I'll let the people decide. Jubei has a nice little quirk to him right now where he can cancel his 5C into literally anything. So he can cancel it into WFT. He can also cancel it into ESIN, which is that is the one thing that draws us into question because nothing else has ever been able to do that. And it's actually quite a sight to behold because he'll
Beautiful.
land that 5C and he'll just slowly get into that running stance and let it rip. But I've seen Maki compete since this patch has come out, and he's often opted not to do that. So that is a big question coming into this matchup. Is Maki gonna utilize the dirt? Is he gonna let it rip, or is he going to sort of put the weights on himself? We're gonna have to see. And Guzman, is he prepared for that Aroha? As far as I'm concerned, no one plays Aroha like this guy. Aroha can do two things as far as play style is concerned. One's more obvious than the other. She can sort of throw fireballs, DP, something of a traditional fireball game, but she also has a lot of offensive trickery. And I think that is where Guzman really shines with this character. Not everyone is using that. A lot of people use the fireball in the DP play, but they don't really use her offensive tricks. Guzman, however, total package. So this should be good.
Yeah, you hit it on the head right there, man. Like the way Guzman plays this character, he can definitely just constantly keep you in a state of mix, where you have no idea where he's going, high, low, behind you, in front of you, you have no idea. And that's what he brings that to the table, and that's what separates him from the other Irohas. But Maki, again, no slouch. So we'll see if he has the answers, man. We know Jubei's got one eye, but Maki's gonna have to open up that third one to block
Ooh.
those mix-ups.
Nice, nice. I dig it. Yeah. Have you messed around with Jubei much since the patches dropped?
Yeah, I played. I want to say when the patch came out, maybe 2 or 3 days after I streamed it last week, and I
Oh
I was
yeah.
just like, man, this is delicious. I like,
Yeah.
I remember when the patch notes came out, a lot, a few of us Jubays were like, oh man, he's crippled now, but I guess not, right? There's like a meme I saw where it's an old man and he's like, call the ambulance, but not for me. But like someone put like Jubay's like eye patch and hair over it, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
perfect. That's actually what happened. We thought he got nerfed, but he didn't.
Yeah, it's funny. Andy actually held a memorial service for Jubei right before season 3 release, and he did a little graphic. It's that popular meme, I guess, where someone's kneeling with a thumbs up in front of the gravestone,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
that's cool.
person had a Rimu head, and there was the eye patch on the grave. And then when we found out about all the nonsense, someone adjusted the meme to show the startup of Jubei's SSM. And first thing it made me think of was, I think it was Return of the Living Dead. When there's no room left in hell, because we thought this man was done, but no, SNK had other ideas. Jubei's got dirt, and if you're not careful, he can really mess you up.
Yeah, Maki gotta, don't worry about honor. We do honor after the match. We shake hands. The whole GG discourse that happened a few days ago. We shake hands, we say GG after the game. But in the game, you gotta get the dirt in there, man. If there's an opportunity to hit a back throw 5C weapon flip, you gotta take those.
For sure. And I think that's really what sort of makes it a tough pill to swallow, is that throws in this game are incredibly strong. Forward throws are 3 frames, back throws are 5. So,
Yes.
in the neutral, if you're getting hit by a 5C, that's your problem as far as I'm concerned. But sometimes dealing with a throw can be difficult. So right now, in the current state that Jubei's in, when he's got that rage going on, you really got to be proactive about staying away from the throw, because one back throw, 5 frame startup, you could be, eating a lot of damage, perhaps 50% of your health.
Yep. Actually, Sugar Bear, I want to ask you something. Two things, kind of a two-part question. What are your takes on your boy, Kyosuke? And also, what about what is it? The guard break? I think it's the guard. I think it's called guard break, right? That's the official terminology for it.
Dude,
What
I won't lie to you. Guard break, guard crush, they both work for me. But yeah,
it
go
were,
ahead.
yeah, because I think of guard break, I think of the stance break thing. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
guard
yeah.
crush. How do you feel about guard crush right now? That's a newer mechanic to the game for those that don't know. When you take a certain amount of damage, or if you block a certain amount, I should say, sorry, your character begins to glow red, and the next hit will essentially break your guard, giving your opponent a free chance to do whatever they want. So I wanted to get your take on that. How do you feel about that being in the game so far?
Well, it's a good question, and I think right now it's sort of complicated to answer. Yeah, once you start taking too many guarded hits, eventually your character will start to flash red. Side note, it can be a little bit difficult to see, but once they start flashing red, the next 5C they block will break their guard. And essentially, what happens there is that characters can throw out. They sort of free reign to do something else. They can cancel it into another move. That's typically what we see. But quickly, we found players able to cancel it into moves that were able to whiff the opponent, allowing them to SSM afterwards. So there's a lot of utility behind it, and we're still uncertain what is or isn't intended. But yeah, I see a lot of potential there. And we aren't seeing it utilized in matches so much right now, but I think just give it time. Give it time. It definitely has affected the mental game, though. When someone's flashing red, they're definitely more prone to try and get away, which leads them to eating damage elsewhere.
Got it. That's well said, man. And I'm looking forward to see, like, as things develop more. But as for now, I think we're ready to get this going, guys. We
Let's
got
do it.
on player one side yet again. We have Guzman going up against Maki, Iroha versus Jubei. Let's take it to the match, players. Let's get it going. I want to see
I'm
some
excited.
blood.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Oh,
Okay,
we're
so
getting a button check.
all that time, all that
Yeah, right.
time. Come
Making
on,
sure I could.
dudes. Jeez. All right, we're good. Yeah, they just wanted to check. Okay, so we do have the bird lady and then the pirate, Pirate Jubei, the man with one eye. Yeah, and thinking about the player matchup, because I do feel like the player matters more than the character in this game. I really just cannot think of the last time these two have played, which is kind of a shame because they're both great. So this will be fun.
Yeah. That just goes to show, the level of play overall for the SamSho community and a lot of these online events that's been happening. They have been able to match up. Maybe one person hasn't entered or the other has, or they both been knocked out at certain times or just didn't get a chance to play. But you know what? That's the good thing about Bootcamp right now. We get the front and row center seat right now. Let's go on the Nico stage. Let's see what we got, baby.
Yeah, real curious about the tempo out the gate here. Maki, more of a defensive player, but comes out with that early run, showing the threat from the get-go.
All right, next jump B. Good block on the overhead. Tried to punish, but nobody home.
Yeah. Maki had a punish opportunity there. He really seems to be taking his time in this matchup right now. Great JB, building that great wall of Jubei.
All right, here, right back to the full screen. Like you said, playing very defensively. Kind of picking his spots right there, jumping in and out. Guzman just sticking with the zoning right now.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of TK balls in neutral, which is sort of abnormal. He might just be getting his hands warm here, but nice jump in. It blocked, though. A little bit of damage on the overhead, but now back to full screen.
Yeah, both players playing very reluctantly right now. They just like tit for tats. Oh, got a clean jump in. Good overhead there.
Yeah, he smelt that opening, and he just went and grabbed it. Good stuff from Maki. On the lead.
Guzman's back in the lead now. Oh, I thought he was going to go for a throw there, but didn't.
Yeah, me too. Jubei right now, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner there, he's in rage. And as we mentioned, he's a great threat. But look, that's guard crush.
He's bleeding. Here comes that mental game, though. He's just kind of throwing things out. That was an interesting whiff punish right there. I mean, whiff cancel right there. 5C into fireball. That was nice.
Yeah, that is a side effect of what's been going on right now. He can whiff cancel anything off of his 5C. 3 seconds left on the clock, though, and Maki just doesn't have enough time right now.
Yeah. Played a little bit too defensively that game. Should have won M at certain situations, but hopefully he takes that into round 2. Let's see. Guzman is coming in with bar though.
That was a really interesting situation there. Guzman pulled out the parry, but it looked like no time to talk. Nice shoulder check into the WFT. Nice chunk of damage, about 55% health there. And now Maki's in a tough spot, down around.
Yeah, and already pushing him to the corner here. This is going to be a little rough. That sword is off screen. And, in Samurai Showdown, man, your moveset gets locked down. You lose your weapon. It's really hard to come back from that.
If he can just get that weapon back. Nah, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. You see he picked it up at the last second there. You can mash out that weapon pickup, but it was just too little too late. If he could have gotten that weapon back, he could have Rage exploded. And Rage Explosion stops time and sort of gives you another lease on life. But right now, it didn't happen. So Guzman up 1. Gosh, going in from downtown, forward throwing a 5C, starting with a little lead here.
Yeah, Guzman looking like he's changing things up a bit more. But no, right back to the zoning. And you know what? Sometimes don't change what ain't broken, right? Just keep it going.
For sure, yeah. And Guzman in particular, I feel like he's a player that really gives as much energy as he needs to win a match. The more you push him, the more he'll give you.
Absolutely. Won't overexert if he doesn't need to. Just keep it kind of safe. Right now, that was a sick mix-up right there. Yeah, this is a character where you got to really pick your spots rolling, on Wake Up. Rolling forward, rolling behind, you got to be very careful. She has built-in mix-ups to deal with just about all situations.
And here's a little bit of that tricky offense. Nice block, but what's the punish? Very good with the 2C. That's a fast and relatively safe option.
Ooh, with the throw and died for it.
Yeah, not good. Guzman taking that round. They're both coming in with rage. We'll see. No, they both back off. Sometimes that rage is just enough for you to hang yourself, but they're both playing fairly composed right now.
Oh, there's one of the changes right there. Jubei's dashing kick used to knock you down on hit. Now it doesn't. It actually leaves you minus, I believe.
Yeah, pretty wild as far as I'm concerned. But, it can open to other opportunities, but still early. Oh, there's that.
He dropped it.
No cancel.
What's going on, Maki? Use them changes, man. Guzman's going to use his good spinning blade right there into the corner. Oh, nice trade right there in the air.
Oh,
whipping the throw. That could have been a 5C for death right there.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you're just committed already after throws already come out. But Maki's in a good spot here. Guzman in the red. He's just got to find a way to close it out. However, he's going to get thrown. Nice 5C in the corner. A little bit of trouble here. TK ball. I don't think that's the one he was looking for. Now Maki in the deficit. A little bit of chip. Universal overhead.
Maki's in a very peculiar situation right here. Has access to meter. Doesn't want to spend it. Gonna have to spend it regardless if he wins this round or not.
Yo!
Yeah, you know, that... I don't know, the way that came out, I feel like Guzman might have been doing that just to get that over with, so he didn't have to deal with like more of a mix-up and go into game 3, you know, with Jubei not having bar. I don't know though.
There it is. That's a lot of damage off a throw, folks.
Working as intended.
Absolutely.
And right now, Guzman.
Oh, yeah, Maki was able to find himself in the third round here, but it cost him his bar to do it. So Guzman is coming in with a serious advantage here. That bar has a lot of utility. You can save his life, allow him access to WFT and Eason. So that's a big advantage for him going into this third round of game 2.
Absolutely. Oh! Weird situation. Oh! Dropping the combo there. Jubei's guard meter is about to be broken. Oh, this is going to be very rough. Maki's going to be forced to go in. Can't take another block. And there's that mind game you were talking about before the set, you know. Oh, gets the 6-6C. Going for another one.
Very close. A little bit of chip. Not enough. There's a whip 2C. Another Tatsu closing it out. Game 2 going Guzman. Yeah, that was really cool there. You know, we're not seeing a lot of guard crush, but we are seeing that extra level of mind game. When you start, you know, flashing red, you just instinctively are like, start to panic. You know what I mean? Throwing out buttons you wouldn't normally throw out. Jumping when you wouldn't normally jump. And it can lead to a lot of damage, guard crush or not.
Absolutely. We got into game 3 here. Maki's going to have to figure something out here. Guzman has just been one step ahead every time. And like you said, just really raking in the guard damage. I'd say she's one of the characters, due to her having multiple hitting special moves, that she really gets a lot of mileage out of that change.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, because those Tatsus, not only do they do a lot of hits, but they're relatively safe for the most part, except for the heavier ones. She can do them for free.
Oh, good 5B right there. Maki's in a good position. Look at that. That's the second time Guzman dashed right over Jubei's crouching A. That was so well timed. Very good.
Wow, what a decision there, DP. He must have had a good feeling that Maki was going to go and just pick up his weapon immediately. However, there's that guard gauge, and we see a lot of jumping, a lot of activity.
And Maki doesn't want to get hit. Right now, it's working out. Oh, all those buttons, all those guesses right there for Maki.
Yeah, he's full screen, relatively safe here. He does have something of a lead.
Oh, nice fireball cancel. And I wanted to say as well that guard break, I mean, the guard meter doesn't build up if you just defend. So you have to just defend more, basically, to kind of dodge getting your guard broken eventually, right?
Absolutely. Oh, is it into the WFT? Here it is.
Oh, look at the damage.
Off a throw.
So
hands?
good. Using the mashing attack right there just to keep him away from getting a nice chase down with the 6-6C in this match, or this round, I should say. Oh, this match, actually, because Maki is up a game. Guzman able to get his sword, but at what cost? Got to drop a health. Punish.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit too aggressive there from Guzman. He died without spending his burst. And, you know, I understand sometimes, like, is it worth going into that final round without it? I would argue that it is. I don't think you ever want to die with burst in tow, but Guzman, he's a high-level player. He made a decision. He's going to have to hold it. Right now, 2-1, Guzman's favor. Run a back throw into the DP. Look at that damage.
Maki's tapping into the Dark Hado right here. I love to see it. Nice 6-6C, keeping her grounded in the corner. This is very good. Very good position right here for Maki. And he's staying, if you see his placement on the screen, he's staying at a place where, you know, his 5Bs will connect. He can react to anything with jump back Bs, but just like that, Guzman's in.
Yeah, a lot of damage in a little bit of time there from Guzman. It was looking kind of hairy for him at first, but he's got it in, you know, striking distance here. Ooh, tricky.
Ooh, tried the low parry there.
Yeah, it was scary. And this is what I'm talking about. You don't see this from other Rojas, at least here in NA. This is Guzman only.
This is constant mix right here. And Jubei, look at that meter. It's going down. Might not have enough, though, to even survive this. Wake up throw.
It's healthy damage. That's what you would expect from a Jubei throw.
Oh, we got a first round burst. Oh no! In a whiff throw?
Yeah.
Oh no, Maki kind of folded right there. I wonder if that was an accidental burst, because in that situation, it didn't even seem to be like needed.
No, we do see a lot of players who will do that, but considering the life differential, I think Maki sort of lost where he was in the set in that moment. That's my take.
Yeah, it could have been. Guzman just picking up the pieces right now. Good throw.
Maki looking a little bit deflated. He's cornered here. If he wants to continue on the set, he needs to start fighting back. Back to mid-screen. Okay. Couple stray hits here from Guzman.
Very good anti-air right there. Yeah, that was so good. All time. This is going to be really hard for Jubei to come back. Not totally impossible. It's just going to really need a prayer. This is a good start right here. Off the throw, confirmed.
For sure. And SSM right now can kill, but you got to earn that opportunity, and it's not going to happen. The whiff throw, going to seal it for Maki. Guzman takes it 3-1 over a very powerful opponent in Maki. Really, really nice to watch. And that entire time I was thinking about the most recent set with Andy. We saw Guzman versus Andy first to 10 recently. And, you know, I saw a lot of similarities there. It seemed like when the TK balls came into play, Maki just wasn't entirely certain how to counter that option. I don't blame him. It can get very tricky. What is and what isn't safe. Typically, your fastest option is a forward throw, but sometimes that isn't going to cut it. And if you guess wrong, you're looking at a full jump in. So Roja, she's not just fireballs and DPs. On offense, she can cause a lot of havoc if you let her.
Yeah, and like you said right there, you know, Guzman just picking up the pieces right there, knowing the matchup inside out. Like you mentioned, he's fought against Andy like only a gajillion times, right? He's played me in the past. He's played other Jubeis. Like, he just knows the matchup. Whereas, you know, a character like Iroha, and especially in Guzman's hands and the way he plays her, you know, it's going to be very unfamiliar almost to deal with, right? So, you know, that definitely always plays a factor going into matches. So, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, excellent point. So we are going to take our leave for the moment. We'll see you again sometime down the road. But for right now, we're going to be having